Van drivers never waste their profits on vehicle maintenance, so you must now each change the front door of your own van. You'll be racing against each other.
That's more manual labour.
Yes, it is.
3, 2, 1, go!
Right.
Maybe excuse this.
Oh, look.
The producers said no, so while the others set to work with spanners, I broke out my ingenuity.
James, can I borrow your van? I think that did the trick. That's off.
Soon we were all trying to attach the new doors with varying degrees of intelligence.
It's impossible!
Yeah!
I was the first to finish without using sellotape.
Is the door in place?
Go and open it.
What?
Go and open
It doesn't say anything about opening it, it said fit a new door.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
James, meanwhile, was taking so long that he ran out of time.
Couple of hours and I reckon I can have this car gleaming and ready for its important civic function.
First, attack the grime with a power hose, but avoid those which are just too powerful.
Ouch!
Then it's time for the shampooing.
This is a very good way of passing the time. You don't like your children and they don't like you.
For the polish, I'd push the boat out, going for some American stuff, which costs £6,000 a pot.
They actually say it's made of such pure wax from such a pure tree in Birmingham or Brazil. It's edible. Only the Americans would invent a car polish that you can eat. Oh. Tastes of car polish. Oh.
So far, everything was going well, but then it was time for the job I feared most. The bodywork.
Look at the join I've got. Look at that join. They're really going to think, those guys from Top Gear, they've really made an effort. They're going to be pretty impressed, I think, when we finish this. See, what I'm doing is I'm matching that curve of the flared wheel arch there. Can you see? Now, the man in the shop said he didn't have any Rolls-Royce silver paint, but he said that because BMW now own Rolls-Royce, this BMW Arctic Silver would do the job and it would match, especially when it's dried. That's better, look. Oh, yes. I'll just let that dry, and that's perfect. For bodywork stuff like this, don't do it yourself, actually, because not everyone is as professional as I am. You might come across a cowboy, someone who doesn't take pride in his work.
With that job well under control, it was time to inspect my paint job.
The man in the shop was adamant that this paint would match. Right, it's not...
With the rolls now looking different, it was time to get...
This time, we left Jeremy to fend for himself.
Thank you.
Which he did.
What I've done is I've glued the spark plug back in, and now to stop that breaking, I'm going to put this piece of wood there, this piece of concrete I found over there, there, and this glove there. Then what I'm going to do is simply use the bonnet to keep the spark plug in play. Come on, come on. Concrete, a piece of wood, and a glove.
Jeremy broke out his vast and sophisticated toolkit.
What else is electrical in here?
Not the exhaust manifold.
Yes, I've done the fuse box, if that's what that is.
I think that's an air filter.
Right. It's all mechanical. You can mend it with a hammer. If this works...
Yes. Right. Soldier on.
Of course, as night fell, our luck ran out.
Are you saying that rear lights don't work?
Well, I'm not blinded by it, look.
No, that one's not working, but that is.
No, but when you're driving,
there's
none of
nothing.
them are on.
Normally, this would put the world's least practical man in the marina. But for the first time in his life, he decided to try and fix something.
If I mend this, you lot are going to have to stand back in amazement.
The thing is, he's actually genuinely, he's changed
So he's
the
done
bulb.
it.
I mended something!
changed the
I
bulb.
mended it!
He changed the bulb.
Well, it's never happened before.
This opened the floodgates.
It's like losing your virginity. There's a sense that I've unlocked a treasure chest of possibilities. I'm going to mend lots of things now.
That night at the hotel, Jezel Fix-It went berserk.
Here we go. Look at that. My boot release switch is now back in. I would never have attempted this before, but now I can.
Well, it gives us some time on our own, which is nice.
Hold on. I got it. Electric window switches are now back in. Oh, no, wait a minute. The sunroof. I could just fix that, couldn't I?
Meanwhile, back at the pub, I was repairing my damaged front end.
Well, annoyingly, the pork that I bought is sort of triangular and doesn't look right, doesn't really fit. So I've got a side of beef, which I think will be great. And I'm just clearing away the old bone. Oh, shoo. Shoo in Welsh. I'm warning you. How would you like to be a petrol filler cap?
Came to an uphill stretch, so I decided to test my new handbrake.
Simply pop it off the back, roll it out. Watch this. Roll back. The wooden handbrake is holding me. I simply set off. Here we go. Oh, yes. So there we are. Hill starting solved. Sometimes my genius is... it's almost frightening.
Well, fair dues, that works. You do have to tow a log about, but it works.
I am a happy man today.
Chaps, are we likely to see a gorilla?
I hope we do see a gorilla, actually. I'd stand in my bonnet and say, could you do a better job than that?
But look on the bright side, James. It's going to be a scorcher today. Oh, my God!
Oh! Did that...
Oh, dear.
My handbrake bounced up and has broken my hotel
Oh, you got
viewing
glass in your duvet.
Stupidest idea in history.
Jeremy.
What?
People walk around here barefoot.
You've got to sweep all this stuff
We
up.
have.
But look, God gave us a tool for just such a moment as this. Would you not agree this is the ideal tool, James, for this job?
Yes, hammers do have their uses. I can think of one right now.
After cleaning up my mess, we carried on through yet more.
Ow, ow, I'm on fire. Oh, ow.
Why did that?
Oh, for God's sake! Right, that's got it.
We had one day left to get ready, and our vehicles were far from being seaworthy. Mine was still on fire. It was was morning by the time I nursed my wounded car into Windhoek, and my well-rested colleagues were full of admiration for how I'd pulled off such a feat.
Is that the first thing you thought of?
What?
Tear a hole in it? What's that going to do?
I needed to get to the bleed valve on the radiator, which is there.
Is it?
And to make life doubly difficult, I trod on my spectacles.
Oh, that is a bit tragic. So you were trying to fix it with one
I was trying
lens.
to fix it, and the only eye I can close is this eye.
You can't close your left eye?
I can't close my left eye.
Why didn't you put them on upside down? Then you'd have had the lens over the other eye.
That is logic there.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, let's go. We've got...
No!